Hello, Angelina. How is my protege doing today? Is the legal system still as nightmarish as when I retired from it?
Hey, Hal. I'm as good as any other in this hellscape. Seriously, when is someone going to come along and reform this madness?
I don't know, dear. People have been saying that for a long time. Maybe it will be you. Who knows? I've always said you have it in you.
I think my days of fighting for justice are over. Things are a little different now at Cave, Cinder, and Rat.
So, since you're at a big firm now, defending the VIPs, you can't fight for the cause of little people anymore? Remember, there was no money in that.
It's just, some of the people that I'm defending now, they're just so obviously guilty.
Come on, Angelina. That isn't your job to decide. You're there to defend them, not condemn them.
I know, but it's difficult sometimes with these people.
And what's so different about them and the people you defended at our firm? I mean, we did criminal defense too.
Well, those people were clearly mentally ill, though.
So those big deal CEO types aren't?
Okay, point taken there. It's just, I'm defending this total jerk right now. The case just started. Like, a big-time jerk. A world-class, historic jerk.
Yeah, well, you'll have that in this business.
No, you don't understand. Well, there isn't even a word for him, to be honest.
It's probably German.
Well, I don't know if I can continue with this case, to be honest.
Hey, come on, Angie. This is what you do. You knew that you'd be dealing with these kind of country club type guys when you took the job at that firm.
Yeah, well, maybe I underestimated it.
So who is this guy? What are the charges?
His name is Ronald Bunt, and he's the executive vice president at Paranet Inc.
That sort of sounds familiar.
It's that software company downtown, in Marks Tower.
Oh, right. Wow, that's a large firm. That's one of your clients, huh?
Well, yeah.
Good for you. I bet that pays a pretty penny. Much more than our little family law office ever did.
Oh, come on, Hal, stop it. Don't embarrass me. You're the one who told me to take the offer.
I know. I'm sorry. Sometimes I wish I'd convinced you to stay instead. You're just such a damn good lawyer, Angie.
I learned from the best.
So what did this Bunt supposedly do?
Apparently he had an affair with some woman at the office, and it went south.
Yes, of course, it almost always does.
And long story short, when she threatened to tell everyone, including his wife, he paid her off.
Right, I'm with you.
Thing is, turns out he used his company expense account to pay her off with.
Oh, I see. Very nice.
Yeah, a very nice guy, obviously.
So what's the defense?
Don't have one.
Nothing?
Honestly, I'm drawing a total blank on this guy.
You're drawing a total blank, or you just don't want to draw anything at all?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, sometimes a lawyer has trouble defending a client because, well, she hates him. Because she knows that he's guilty.
I don't know that he's guilty, I just know that he's a jerk.
Nobody ever said that you have to like your clients, Angie.
Yeah, I know, I just have to defend them.
That's right. I'm glad you learned something.
So who's the worst person that you ever defended?
You know, every few years you ask me that.
And every few years you refuse to tell me.
And nothing's going to change this time either, dear.
Well, all I can say is he must have been one heck of a bad guy.
He was a bad guy, all right.
Hello, Mr. Bunt?
Yes, this is Mr. Bunt. Who is this?
Mr. Bunt, this is Angelina Combs, your attorney. I'm representing you in your case against your employer.
My employer. Please, without me, that company's going to run itself into the ground in 6 months, believe me.
Yes, well, even so. There are a few things that we have to go over first before our first hearing.
Wait, I have to go to that?
Well, yes, sir, you are required to be there.
But why do I have to go? I mean, you represent me. Why can't you just go for me?
Well, the legal system just doesn't work that way.
Well, that's really dumb. I mean, I'm paying you all this money and I still have to show up for this thing? That's ridiculous.
Right. So anyway, this is a fairly short process. The arraignment is going to be really quick. We're just going to be in and out of there, okay?
In and out, huh?
Yes, sir. In and out. Now, the judge is going to ask you whether we plead guilty or not guilty.
Not guilty!
Right, but let me do the talking, okay?
I'm pleading not guilty because I did not do these things and I never would. That woman isn't even my type anyway.
Oh, she's not your type?
Nope, I would never hit on her, much less pay her off. This is all a big shakedown.
And that's why your company fired you? Because she lied about your affair?
What happened?
Right, well, what about the money you paid her? The money from your expense account?
Hold on, you're my lawyer. Why are you asking me these questions?
These are the types of questions the prosecution is going to eventually be asking you, Mr. Bunt.
Well, you sound very suspicious is all I'm saying. Very, very suspicious.
My place here is not to judge, sir. I'm merely acting as your representation.
Right, okay, well, so your name is Angelina, huh?
Yes, Angelina Combs.
Angelina Combs. I like that name. That's a very lovely name, like Angelina Jolie, huh?
Sure, if you like, sir.
Okay, no need to get snippy.
I apologize. So, the money.
What money?
The money that you are alleged to have paid the young lady, Miss Emily Nussbaum, from your expense account?
What about it?
Okay, never mind. We have plenty of time to worry about that after the arraignment, but you are aware, sir, that you don't have to tell me anything about your case that you don't want me to know.
Right. You mean like about how guilty I am? Oh, I mean about how guilty I could possibly be.
Yes, Mr. Bunt, exactly.
Well, it's not like this isn't a common thing in business, you know, all these guys do this sort of thing.
And use company funds to do it, and then lie about it in their deposition?
Yeah, actually, they just don't have rats and snitches like our office had. They didn't have sniveling little twits out to get them at every turn.
Okay, Mr. Bunt, I think I have enough to go on for today, so that'll be all.
But wait, what comes next?
The arraignment is tomorrow afternoon, so I'll see you at the courthouse.
So your car service is dropping you off?
No, I'll be driving myself to court like I do every day.
Oh, no. No lawyer of mine is going to be seen driving herself to court in some Hyundai. I bet that's what you have. A Hyundai, isn't it?
Well, actually, yes.
Ha, I thought so. I'll send a car. Don't worry about it. Just look for the black SUV.
Okay. Do you need my address?
Don't worry. We can find it.
Hey, Hal. How's retirement today? Far better than working, I bet.
Hello, Angie. I'm just about to pick up the truck and go up to the lake to fish the weekend away, so, yep, it sure is.
Sounds nice.
You'll have to come with me sometime.
I'd love to, but I don't think that I'm going to be getting the chance before I retire myself.
Oh yeah, I remember those days when they just seemed like they would never end, everyone just rolling into the next, no light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, thanks, Hal. That's exactly how it feels.
Oh, sorry. You know how I get carried away with my metaphors sometimes, dear. Some would say that's why I was such a good trial lawyer.
Yeah, some would say that, but I was never one of them.
Well, anyway, how's your big case going? Has Mr. Bunt gone before the judge yet?
Oh yeah, we went before the judge this morning. It was arraignment day.
Uh-huh, and how did it go?
Let's just say he certainly didn't let me do the talking like I told him.
Uh-oh. What happened?
I told him that when entering the not guilty plea, just let me do the talking. That's all we had to do. That it would only take a couple of minutes, then we'd be out of there. No big deal, right?
Well, no big deal for a normal human being.
But of course, Ronald Bunt is no normal human being.
Oh God, what did he do?
He decided to enter his own not guilty plea for one, and quite loudly.
Ugh.
And with an accompanying speech professing his innocence while attacking the characters of his accusers.
Ugh.
Including his old company, which he called a fascist organization, and Emily Nussbaum, who he accused of coming on to him. Which would never happen in a million years, by the way.
So what happened? Did the judge kick him out?
No, of course not. Bunt is still a rich and powerful guy. Do you know how much he made last year?
You mean he didn't even threaten him with contempt of court?
Nope, he just sort of let him wind down, like a toddler who isn't getting their way, just tire himself out.
When's the next court date?
Not for another 2 months, then it's the trial.
Wow.
I cannot believe I'm defending this man, Hal.
So, he's clearly guilty, right?
Oh, I thought we weren't supposed to make our own judgments, Hal. Isn't that what you're always saying?
Well, yes, but I do understand how hard that can be. I just want you to know that.
Thanks, I appreciate that, but it doesn't make it any easier. What also does not make it any easier is that I think this guy has a little thing for me.
Who, Bunt?
Yes, Bunt.
Why do you think so?
Because he says things like how pretty I am for a defense attorney.
Oh, yikes.
How I look better in heels with my hair up.
Oh boy, has he asked you for a drink or anything?
Oh yeah, only every night after we're done working.
Well, I suppose that I don't have to tell you not to go.
Yeah, thanks, but that isn't necessary.
So how's the case itself going?
Well, I'm talking to a potential witness tomorrow, Bill Chastings.
And who is Bill Chastings?
He's an accountant at Paranet Inc. He worked in the office with Emily Nussbaum.
Oh, and does he have information about this alleged affair?
Well, I'm not so sure. I know that the prosecution wants to talk to him, but I'm going to try to get to him first.
Well, happy lawyering to you.
Yeah, thanks. I'm going to need it. And maybe a stiff drink after.
Just make sure you don't get it with Bunt.
Yeah, way ahead of you. Mr. Chastings? Bill Chastings?
Yes. Who is this?
Hi, Mr. Chastings. This is Angelina Combs. I'm a lawyer with Cave, Cinder, and Rat.
Okay.
I'm representing Ronald Bunt in his case with Paranet Inc.
I can't talk to you.
What? But why not?
I just can't, you see.
But, Mr. Chastings, I can assure you we don't have any nefarious intent.
We? And who are we?
Well, my client and I.
Oh, and you think that you're the only lawyer he has working on the case?
What do you mean?
I mean, don't be ridiculous. He has dozens, doing all sorts of jobs, but now, mostly, intimidating witnesses. Is that what you're here to do? To intimidate and bully me into not talking, into staying silent?
Mr. Chastings, I don't even know what you know, honest. I'm just trying to get to the truth here.
The truth? Ha! That's rich.
And why is that rich?
Because you're a lawyer. You're only interested in your own truth and no one else's. Not the real truth. The real truth about what's been going on behind the scenes at Paranet.
Well, like what, Mr. Chastings?
And why would I tell you? Why would I tell the lawyer of one of the men so intricately involved?
Involved in what, Mr. Chastings?
I've already told you too much.
But why would they cast Bunt out then, if he knows so much himself? Why would they take that chance?
Because he's just a patsy is all, don't you see? Just like you are, just like me.
Me? What do you mean, me?
You will lose this case, and lose badly. You're just a patsy as well, a sacrificial lamb, a scapegoat. It's already been decided.
How? By who?
By everyone, of course, by them. They want to get rid of Bunt just as much as anyone. He's a loose cannon, you see. A loudmouth, impulsive, mentally unsound, Miss Combs. A liability.
A liability to who? To what?
To the whole damn software charade.
Charade?
Think about it. Updates, constant password changes, usernames, terms of service. Haven't you ever asked yourself how this all could possibly be necessary?
Well, yes, but...
Well, so did Bunt.
He did?
He began nosing around to the higher-up at the company, asking about why the latest update on the company email was necessary. Before he knew it, Miss Nussbaum was filing her official complaint with HR.
But he's acting so guilty. Wait, so you're saying that he didn't really harass her? That this was all a setup?
Oh, no, he definitely harassed her. He harasses everyone.
Oh, okay, well...
He got drunk once at the company Christmas party and harassed me.
But
the point is, Paranet Inc. is simply using this. Using him, using Emily Nussbaum, using you and I. To force us to keep updating our software again and again for no reason.
This is too much. I can't believe I'm hearing all of this. This is insane.
Well, it's all true. Believe me, the whole sordid tale.
But I still don't understand why you're telling me all of this, especially considering that when you answered, you said you couldn't talk to me.
Because there has to be a witness in case something happens to me, or happens to Bunt.
So you think that Bunt is a target?
To tell you the truth, Bunt is probably too stupid to even know that he's being used as a scapegoat.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And they would have been happy to have kept you in the dark as well.
But what about all of these secret lawyers of his that you're talking about? Does he know about those?
Of course, the illusion of safety.
I'm sorry, but none of this makes any sense.
Of course, the illusion of his sense of security. It's all a trick of the mind.
Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Chastings. I really do appreciate it.
So you'll be in touch, though. I mean, we have a lot more to talk about. I haven't even gotten into all the other hush payments over the years over app installations.
I'll be in touch.
Okay, but be careful, Miss Combs. I'm warning you. This company does not mess around with their software updates.
Yes, Mr. Chastings. Duly noted.
Please, call me Bill.
Okay, Bill. Hey, Hal.
Uh-oh, I really don't feel like that's an enthusiastic hey. What's going on, kid?
Well, it's this case.
The harassment thing with the vice president? Can it really be that bad?
I don't know, it's just getting weirder and weirder. I don't really know what to think anymore.
So what happened?
I talked to that witness I was telling you about.
The accountant?
Yeah, Bill Chastings.
And what did Bill have to say?
A lot.
Oh?
I'm not so sure if he's totally insane or I'm involved in some strange conspiracy that involves nearly everyone in the world.
Everyone in the world? What are you talking about?
Software updates.
Huh?
Chastings is claiming that Paranet is involved in a massive scheme to make the entire world constantly update their software.
But to what end?
I guess just to annoy us.
Well, it's working.
So I suppose he thinks that Bunt, him, even me, we're all just pawns in the massive tech game.
And that is most certainly true, but I'm not so sure it's a massive conspiracy involving software updates.
This is just what this accountant said. He also claimed that Bunt is a, useful idiot.
Well, I'm not so sure what you've gotten yourself so wrapped up in, but maybe it's time to go to your partners for help. Ask Rat, or the other guy, what you should do.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, and what did they say?
They said that I should just keep going with it, pay no attention to this Bill Chastings fellow, just full steam ahead.
But they aren't a little bit concerned about all of these new developments?
No, they weren't, and that's what concerns me more than anything. All of this, Hal, none of this is adding up. I feel like I'm just being used for some unknown purpose. Like this is just some sort of a show trial or something.
Do you know what I suggest you do, Angie?
What, Hal?
Your job.
My job?
I suggest that you keep your head down, your nose to the grindstone, and just do your job. Do the best job you can defending this man, win or lose, and then just move on with your life.
But Hal, you know that I can't just do that. It's not in my nature. I have to find the truth.
I know that it's in your nature, kid, but you know what's also in your nature, or what should be? Self-preservation. And if you want to survive all of this, I suggest you start practicing some of it.
Surviving? Do you mean professionally or physically?
I mean, I don't know what I mean, but I do know that this whole thing is giving me the creeps. I don't know if it's one big game or the real thing, but I want you out.
Out? What do you mean?
I mean, I think you should resign from this case, effective immediately.
Really?
You're young, you're a brilliant lawyer, you don't need this stink on you, believe me, just get out.
But Hal, I have to know.
And how do you think you're going to know? What are you going to do?
Well, there's one more person that I haven't spoken to.
And who is that?
Emily Nussbaum. Hello, is this Emily Nussbaum? That depends on who this is. Emily, my name is Angelina Combs. I'm Ronald Bunt's lawyer. Well, I was. Please, I'm not with them, if there is any them. I'm not with anyone anymore. Well, what do you want? I just want the truth. I just want to know what happened. I don't know what happened. So nothing happened between you and Ronald Bunt? I didn't say that nothing happened. I said I just don't know what happened. You mean that there was no affair? There was an affair, yes. A brief one. Uh-huh. And then what? You threatened to tell the company? Bunt's wife? I did, but... And why did you do it? Why did you threaten him? Because Did he reject you, so you tried to blackmail him? No, nothing like that. But he did pay you money to be quiet, right? Well, yes, but... What's going on, Emily? Something huge is going on, and I'm afraid that we're all in too deep here. It wasn't Ronald. What? What do you mean, it wasn't Ronald what? I mean, it wasn't Ronald who tried to pay me off. They just made it look like it was him. Who? Paranet. Paranet? What did they do? Yes, we had a relationship, Ronald and I, but it was consensual. Really? You and Bunt? Yes. Is that so hard to believe? Honestly? Kind of, yes. Well, he's just very misunderstood. People have the wrong perception of him. So it's true, they're trying to set him up because of the software updates? Because he tried to get them to stop? No, it wasn't him who tried to get them to stop. Then who was it? It was me. You? Yes. Well, I put him up to it. It was all my idea, actually. You see, he was taking the fall for me. How was he taking the fall for you? I told him to tell them that it was all my idea. They wanted to fire him when he brought it up. You see, fire him and worse. All he had to do was say my name. These men would have accepted a woman as a sacrifice, but he didn't. He didn't sell me out, so we came up with a plan. You would accuse him of harassment, then he'd pay you off with company funds, and he'd get busted with that instead? So problem solved for everybody. Yes, isn't it brilliant? I'm going to assume that Bunt came up with most of this on his own. Well, yes, he's such a genius, isn't he? Well, he's such a thing. Oh, I can't believe all of this is happening. I mean, I have my job, but now Ronald is probably going to jail, and it's all for me. Well, I don't know, Emily. We'll see what happens. But what can you do? You said you aren't even his lawyer anymore. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. Hello, Mr. Bunt.
Oh, hello, Angie. How's it going? Have you heard from the court yet? Have they accepted my plea?
Actually, Mr. Bunt, I have some other news for you today.
Other news? What news? Tell me.
Well, your case is being dismissed.
What? Why?
Apparently you have a friend who is willing to speak to the judge and tell them everything.
Everything? What do you mean?
I think you know what I mean.
Emily told them. Oh no, they'll kill her, Angie. The bastards will kill her.
It wasn't Emily, Mr. Bunt.
Well then, who was it?
It was Mr. Chastings.
Chastings? Bill? Chastings? In accounting? But why?
He claims to have known all about this thing, all about you, and whatever conspiracy is going on. I suggest we not speak about it in detail, by the way.
Will, what is he, insane? They'll kill him for this.
Actually, he quite possibly could be. The court is looking into this right now.
Oh, they are?
They are concerned that he could be unstable, so they put him away for the time being, for his own protection.
Oh, I see.
And I suggest that you don't pursue this matter any further.
But
No, Mr. Bunt, consider this matter closed, and I suggest you find new employment and forget about Paranet Inc. forever.
But I just need to.
Mr. Bunt, are you stupid or something?
What? What do you mean?
I mean, you're getting out. You're free. You've pushed your luck enough.
But.
Honestly, I have no idea how guys like you end up running the biggest companies in the country, but it sort of makes sense.
So I heard that your big weird case has been dismissed.
Yeah, well, for now. We'll see what happens after Chastings gets out of the psych ward.
If he gets out of the psych ward, maybe Paranet locked him up and threw away the key.
Hal, I don't know sometimes.
What don't you know?
I guess I just don't know if this job is for me. Corporate defense, you know?
Well, you could always come back to our little law firm. I may be retired, but Billy and Laura are still going strong.
Would they happen to be looking for anybody right now?
I'm pretty sure they are. Why don't you give them a call?
I think I will. Angelina went back to Hal's law firm and continued defending the community. She eventually became a partner, specializing in corporate abuse. Hal continued his weekend fishing expeditions, and eventually Angelina got to join him. Ronald Bunt left his wife and moved in with Emily Nussbaum. She left him 6 months later for a 26-year-old Peloton instructor named Brad. Bill Chasting's whereabouts remain unknown.